welcome my dancing goddesses. I have no plan. We're just going to do a little bit of movement to feel good. I have a little while before I have to run off and do something else. So let's start. Clasp your hands behind your back. Pull down. Flip over a little bit. Just enough till you feel your lower back stretch. Okay, roll your shoulders back and down. Oh, I'm trying to avoid the sun. Shoulders back and down. Okay, I have to stand on the concrete. That is awful. All right, well, we won't do anything too long. Okay. Good? Alright, I actually don't know if you can hear me very well. So, clasp hands, above head, pull, get some energy going. The arms, deep breath. Arms and shoulders. Deep breath. Closed and open. Arm up, one down. So shoulder, elbow, wrist up. Shoulder, elbow, wrist down. Round your arms, and we're going to reach over. Deep breathing throughout, switch. Okay, let's close wrist in and out. And heart shape, press down and out. Again, wrist in, wrist out, wrist in, wrist out, wrist in, make a heart, and press out. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Shoulder up, elbow up, wrist up, shoulder down, elbow down, wrist down. Let's just warm up. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. Bring your shoulder down, elbow, wrist. Together. Deep breaths. Oh, I wish you could feel that sea breeze. It's nice. Now let's work on shoulder rolls, or snake arms a little bit. So same thing. Just as a warm-up where you're doing your shoulder, elbows, and wrists. But we're going to pay attention to bringing that shoulder up into the upper back and really try to make it a little more muscular whilst maintaining some of that gentle flow. So we're going to start by pressing our shoulder forward, lift up, rotate back, and as that shoulder goes down and back into your upper back, you're going to drop your elbow, then your wrist. So press up and down. Shoulder, elbow, wrist. It's the same thing that we do in our warm-ups, with a little more intention. Shoulder lifts up. Back, down and into the upper back, elbow drops, wrist drops. Let's go with both. So we're going to alternate. You practice your snake arms, going first right. If you're mirroring me, you would be starting with your left. So I'll start with my left, so that makes it easier for you to see. So start with your right. You're going to shoulder, elbow, wrist, and then shoulder, elbow, wrist. So as one comes up, the other one's coming down. Try with different leg poses. Let your upper back carry the weight of your arms. Switch. Don't worry about any specific counts. I don't play music when I'm out here to keep the peace. I am in nature, but in a park. You can add your own music. But the point is just to get movement in your body, especially if you spend a lot of time on the computer, as I do. You want to, at least 3 times a week, get your body moving. Shake it out. Bend your knees, tuck your pelvis forward, engage the lower abs, roll your shoulders back and down, chest lifts. Ears, shoulders, hips, and ankles should all be in same alignment, so your knees are bent. Start with the snake arms. Smile. Deep breaths. Twice, 3, and 4. Your arms, your shoulders, they should be burning by now. Shake it out. Okay, reset into your desk dance posture. Keeping the theme of just a quick flow to get the body moving. Let's work on our bellies, even though I just had a big old plate of food. Let's see if we can get moving. So your first exercise is going to bring your entire belly in as much as you can. So you're going to suck it in, like you're trying to make it flat. In. All right, both top and bottom, and relax. Okay, now you're going to press out all of it, upper and lower abs, the whole belly out. Out. Gonna look like you have a food baby. Bring it in. Out. In.
Get out anyway, right?
Okay. Lovely. Now we're gonna go upper abs and lower abs separate. So once you've got your practice down of the entire belly, and it sounds like, oh, well, I know how to do that because I can suck in my belly and I can certainly relax. You might find that pressing it out on purpose is a little more challenging, but just make sure that before you move on to working your upper and lower abs, I mean, you can do it now, but just in your consistent practice, if you're going to be drilling, try to practice each section at a time, right? So you could even do it when you're brushing your teeth or at a stoplight. So you're just going to work on bringing the whole belly in and the whole belly out. Now the next step is we're going to divide our upper belly and our lower belly separate. So we're going to work on bringing the upper belly in and out, and then the lower belly in and out, in and out. Okay, just wanted to explain it to you real quick because I am in a park and there's a lot of noise, so I don't know what I can do with sound. I'm not too savvy on the technical side of things. So then once we learn to separate, we're then going to learn how to go in, out, out. And if you've watched some of my other videos, you'll see some more breakdowns on that. So if it feels like I'm going too fast, rewind and practice again, or refer to some of the other videos. So we're going to go in, and then out, out. And you can do it the other way too, but let's start with one way. All right, so I'm going to go upper belly only. We're going to go, sorry, let me pull myself together here. Okay, face a little bit. All right, so let's do the whole belly. In and out, in and out. Now we're gonna work on the upper. So imagine like you're doing a crunch, in, 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 in. Then the next step is try not to engage your lower abs, try to keep those relaxed. And then the top should go out, 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 out. So you're pressing out into your diaphragm in here. So you're going in, and out, out, out. I really can't tell how much of that you could see. I had to eat, guys. I had to eat, you know. So I won't do too many of these. All right, so just work on that. So in and out with the top, and then now we're going to work in and out on the bottom. So we're going to go try to relax the top as much as possible, and you know, just leave it neutral, or you know, hang it out comfortably. So now we're going to squeeze the lower abs. Now when you squeeze your lower abs, I want you to think about all the way down there, ladies, like a kegel, I'm not sure what they're called. Squeeze from down below. Squeeze everything, and then your lower abs. All right, so you wouldn't constantly have to tighten everything like that, but just to learn it and find your lower abs, I find it helpful to engage those lower ab muscles. Also doing things like reverse crunches, I can't think of what else right now, or leg lifts, you know, where you're feeling it down there. So imagine from waist or belly button down to your lady parts. So we're going to squeeze and try to relax, and even press out the top if you can. So in, out, in, out. Okay, now we're gonna do some drills reversing, and then we're gonna move on. Oh, I wasn't paying attention to my posture. Make sure you have good posture so that your back isn't hurting later, and then you'll get mad at me. So make sure your shoulders are back and down, pelvis is tucked. You can put your hands on your hips, that'll help a little bit, hold you in posture, or even here on your lower back. I find that helps when practicing belly rolls. All right, so let's just do a follow along, right? Deep breaths. Okay, let's go. Okay, you could also do in reverse. I've had about enough for this session, but you can do reverse. So the reverse would just be pressing the lower belly out, upper belly out, then bring the lower belly in and the upper belly in. I'm not sure, I don't think I mentioned before that when you do practice, yes, you want to practice one at a time, okay, but when you put them together, you want to separate the upper, so it'll go, you know, the upper from the lower, so it'll go upper, lower, then upper, out, lower, out. Try to do that, and eventually when those muscles get strong enough, you'll later learn how to roll, you know, all the way up and all the way down. Okay, but it really just stems from, at least for me, and the way my teachers have explained it, is just the separating your upper and lower abs. Okay? So let's go from the bottom. So out, out, in, in. Okay, let's do a few rolls on both directions. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to learn how to do a flutter. Okay, let me know. We can have a quick video on just that. All right, moving on to a deep breath. Okay. Let's work a little bit on hips, and then I've got to run off. So bend your knees. I'm so sorry that you cannot see. I don't think, I mean you can, but then I'd be in the sun. Here, I'll show you real quick. So we're just going to always keep our knees bent, and they can be pretty close together. I like them hip distance apart. Well, that sun is awful. And keep your knees bent throughout, okay? So my legs aren't pressing or doing anything. That's not where the movement is. They're just supporting. So knees bent at all times. So bend your knees, and we're gonna work on just, well, let's work on some Mayas. So we're gonna squeeze the obliques. So you can find those with a side crunch or just being aware of these muscles running down the front of your body. And you're also going to, straighten your knee just a little bit, just enough, keeping your feet flat on the floor, just enough to lift your hip up, okay? So here, I'll give you a knee shot. Woohoo! All right, so bend, and you're gonna squeeze those abs. All right, and we're gonna work on a press out by just shifting our weight. My feet are flat, and then bend that right knee a little more. Come back up, out, down, and in, okay? Left side. So my knees aren't really doing anything, they're just supporting, but there is a little bit of straightening when I lift the hip. Let me do that to the side so you can see. Up, out, down. But they stay bent for the most part. Okay, and we're gonna do the other side. So bend, same thing, you're gonna squeeze your left side of your obliques and lift your hip up, out, down, and in. Up, out, down, and in. Okay, that's enough flashing you all sexy. Sorry for the dog walkers. I'm in a huge park, but you know, they want to come close to the action. All right, let's do a couple Mayas. So bend your knees. We'll start on one side and then the other, and they're going to connect. So you're going to squeeze. Oh, if you have trouble lifting that hip up just with your obliques, you can also squeeze your glute. I find that's helpful when I'm going really slow as well for more control. So you're squeezing your left oblique, slightly straightening your leg, and squeeze. I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I was distracted. Okay, let me start again. You're going to squeeze your could be your left, I'm on my right. Squeeze one side of your obliques. You're going to straighten the knee just a little bit, straighten that leg just a little bit, and then you're going to shift your weight out, keeping the feet flat, and then bringing it in by bending that knee, and you're going to complete that circle. So what you're doing is you're drawing out. You'll come in, okay? Then opposite side, you're going to squeeze, squeeze, and shifting weight. Ready? So squeeze left obliques, a little bit of glute action. That's going to straighten your leg a little bit. You're going to shift your weight all the way to the left or your right, however you choose to follow along, and bend your knee and come in. So you're going like this. All right. Here we go. I am so sorry. I'm falling apart, you guys. That's why I wore a matching little lacy number, because this top is a little bit not as covered as I'd like it to be. All right, here we go. So up, out, down, up, out, down. You can try that walking or stand place. If you are walking, you're just slightly lifting up the foot that you're on. So if you're on your right, you just lift your foot, left, lift your foot. Just gonna walk naturally. A little butterfly. Deep breaths. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Cool down. Good lower back exercise is, I'm going to use this table that I'm resting my camera on, but you could also use a wall and just go straight from your hips and just walk out, going down at a right angle. So you're walking your hips back and stretch. Press your hips back behind you and chest down to the floor, neck long, looking straight down. Press and out. Press in and out. Drop down. Roll up, deep breath. I recommend a few more stretches, but I gotta go. Thank you for joining me. Have a good day.